Studying medicine is challenging everywhere. But what if I told you that in Belgium you don't need to be drowning in debt or die from stress, and it's actually even enjoyable there, especially compared to the US? Let's find out why. Hey, my name is Sun, I'm a 5th year medical student, and I'm somebody who loves diving into science and mental health. In this video I will break down exactly why being a med student in Belgium is actually way less stressful, way less expensive, and probably even a quicker way to becoming a doctor. So stick around till the end, because there I will show you some insider tips how you can make your med school journey actually way less stressful and way more enjoyable, whether you live in Belgium or anywhere else. The process. The differences start at the way how you become a doctor. In the US, it all starts with getting your undergraduate degree. 4 years of pre-med school courses and tons of applications, and then a highly competitive MCAT exam. And that is just to apply to a med school. And even then, it is not even guaranteed that you will get into a med school. But if everything went well and you get into med school, then you have to do that another 4 years. We're already 8 years in and we're not even a doctor yet. But it doesn't stop there. If you complete med school, you'll have to apply for your specialty to do your residency in. And if you get your specialty that you wanted, you'll have to do 3 to 7 years of residency. Then you're almost done. After residency, you'll only have to get board certified. And you'll actually have to do that so you can become a certified specialist in the field that you've chosen. And in order for you to get that, you'll have to pass some exams. Now, let's compare this to Belgium. In Belgium, it all starts after high school. Then you'll have to do an entrance exam. But there are actually no requirements for you to do this exam, instead of just finishing your high school, of course. And then the students with the highest results will get selected to start studying medicine, and that in any university of their own choice. No application needed there. In Belgium, med school takes around 6 years to complete, and the last 1.5 year is just internships. And during your internships, you'll also have to apply to your field of medicine where you want to specialize in. Afterwards comes residency. If you get selected for the field of medicine that you decided to pursue, then you'll have to do residency. And this can take up to 3 to 6 years. In residency, you'll also have to do some exams to actually prove that you know what you're doing, and to complete residency, of course. After residency, you'll have to complete some minor steps to actually prove that you did all that and that you indeed completed your training in residency and medicine in general. So let's recap. If you would study medicine and become a specialist in the US, you would have to study 11 to 15 years. If you would do the same in Belgium, that would only take you 9 to 12 years. I say only, but actually it's quite long still. But again, that gives 1 point to Belgium. The cost. This is probably the biggest difference between the US and Belgium. So let's look at the numbers. In the US, the average person that has done med school will have a debt of $200,000. But that doesn't implement that you actually succeeded and became a doctor. I actually talked about this in another video, but I didn't give you the full picture. Yes, it actually costs a house, but the interests can be so high that you actually have to pay double. And that is according to how long you're going to take to actually pay off your debt. So if you would study medicine in Belgium, that would only cost you 1,000 euros a year, and that is for the entrance fee. That is around 1,100 US dollars. So for your whole medical career, that would bring you at 6,600 US dollars. Okay, not quite, because you actually also have to pay for your dorm room, and the dorm room would cost you around $660 a month. But you actually don't need a dorm room in Belgium, because Belgium is actually so small. For instance, I only need a 40-minute drive to actually get to my university. But don't get me wrong, a dorm room is actually a lot of fun. So let's make some quick calculations. In Belgium, if you would take a dorm room, that would cost you around $50,000 plus $6,600 for your entry fee. That makes around $56,600 to enter med school. And if you don't take the dorm room, it is only $6,600 That is something that I would consider a massive difference. The reason for this is that in Belgium, your education is publicly funded. That means that Belgium is actually investing in you, so you can later in life pay more taxes. Oh yeah, and don't forget that if you have no money at all in Belgium, you could always ask the government for more financial help. So that means that you could actually study for free in Belgium. And that makes studying in Belgium actually way less stressful and way more enjoyable. Before we move on, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe because I will be releasing more content like this. Let's continue. Let's compare the admission process for your specialty in Belgium and the US. In Belgium, the admission process is way less stressful. That is because it's all standardized. Firstly, you have to have good grades in med school, and then you'll have to do some tests based on the specialty you want to pursue. Afterwards, you also have to do some interviews because let me break it to you, just good grades don't make you an excellent doctor. In the US, it seems that it's all a little more difficult. You'll have to do way more extracurriculars and you'll have to do way more interviews and have great MCAT scores. Work-life balance. For starters, medicine in general is actually not that great for work-life balance, whether that's in the US or in Belgium. But if you would compare the two to each other, then there is a definite winner. In Belgium, there is often a way better balance between your academic demands and your personal life. And there is also a way bigger support system built around it. In the US, you need to work way harder and way more hours, and we're not even talking about the extracurriculars you have to do then. In Belgium, these extracurriculars are actually not that important, but they could give you an edge over your competition. The structure of medical school. This is another key difference. The emphasis on general medicine in Belgium. Everything you learn in med school in Belgium is focused on you becoming a general practitioner. And that is because most people in Belgium who study medicine will actually just become a general practitioner. That is the standard path. But even if you don't become a general practitioner, we think that is the best foundation for any specialization. But in the US, general practitioner is not the default path, is it? In the US, students are not necessarily trained to become a general practitioner. Although family medicine and internal medicine are very popular, they are not the default path. They are more seen like a separate specialty. To conclude, in the US, there is actually a greater focus on specialization early on in the education process. A big disclaimer I want to make is that I'm a med student based in Belgium, so all the information that you hear about the US is actually what I found on the internet. I actually have not studied in the US med school. My number one tip for somebody who's doing medicine or wants to start medicine is don't compare yourself to others. In my opinion, that is the quickest way for you to give up because it will seem that everybody else is doing hundreds of extracurriculars and getting the best grades possible. But that simply is not true. Some people will do a lot of extracurriculars and others will get good grades. And yes, there are some exceptions. My advice would be to do 1 or 2 extracurriculars and do those very well instead of 10 mediocre. Oh yeah, and get some good grades. Look up some videos on YouTube on how to do that. If you want some more tips on how to make your med school journey way more enjoyable, watch this video next.